have a story for y'all. Today was, let me back up. So I've been in a Principles of Ecology class starting January 2023. I was enrolled at University of Arkansas Little Rock, and I've been going to this class Tuesday, Thursday ever since the beginning of the year. Now, mind you, I also started a new job in January. So it was two things that were really large happening at the same time. And you know me, I think I can do it all. I can do it all, doesn't matter. And so I started the class, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very interesting. I have technically been studying ecology my entire life since I was that kid that was outside identifying trees and observing the relationship between nature and the plants and the way that animals interacted with certain plants or the way that certain animals interacted with each other, and all of these things I was naturally curious about as a kid. And I come to my 30s and find out that that's a whole field of science. Who knew? I never knew that. And so I decided to take this class, give me some basic information about ecology, and help me decide which path I'd like to take in this science world. Also, I should note that my brain does not work well in these traditional schools. I'm a very visual, hands-on learner, and so the way college is set up is not set up for me. It's a lot of auditory information giving, and we're just supposed to absorb that information and somehow develop a critical understanding of it and regurgitate it or figure out a way to spill it back to our teacher through our tests. I know that doesn't work for me. I know I've done well in the past with school. That's just because I have a pretty good memory sometimes. But as I've aged, it just doesn't work for me. And I realized that I was doing a lot. I was in school, I was doing my art, I was doing my full-time job. I was also trying to host events and just be out and have a life and have community. And, I was doing the things that people do. And today was the final exam. I've been studying, getting ready for the test. And I finally, the hour comes, it's 6 o'clock. So I walk over to my class. The exam online said it begins at 6:15 p.m. So I walk over to my class and I walk in and there's nobody there. And this is a fear come real life, like a fear manifest into reality. And I look around, I'm like, okay, I'm a little early. I'm a couple minutes early. Let me just walk out and I'll come back in. I do that and the classroom is still empty. Mind you, I was out of town the last week of class, so I might have missed something, but I was so busy trying to get back to work, get back to life, and I got sick on the way. I didn't check in with my professor, and it turns out something changed. Something changed that I was not aware of, and so I potentially missed my final exam. I was sitting at an 88. I was pretty confident that I was going to at least get a B or at least bare minimum of C in this class, and missed it just like that. And I was frustrated. I was really, really sad. I had to go to my car and just cry. I had to release the sadness. I felt like a failure. I just was really hard on myself, which I'm known to be. And I was so upset. I was defeated because this is a really big turning point for me. I mean, I'm switching careers from social science to traditional science. And it's something that I've been struggling with. Do I want to go back to school? Do I want to be a full-time student or a part-time student again in the traditional school system? And this class was supposed to help me get to that place of, okay, this is what I want to do. I can do this. Because it's a requirement for some of the master's degrees that I was looking at. I was looking at wildlife ecology, wildlife biology, conservation science, all of these things. And when I saw that my classroom was empty and I didn't see any message from my professor, I emailed him. I still haven't received anything back. And so I'm just like, wow. It was a reality check. So it was really disappointing, but one of the ways that I cheer myself up is I go to Barnes and Noble. I like to read. I like to be around books and journals and notebooks and all the eclectic stuff that Barnes and Noble has. So I went to Barnes and Noble, read some few books, just made myself feel better, went grocery shopping, the things that we have to do in order to pick ourselves up. And I try to call friends, but people are busy and they have their own life problems. And don't get me wrong, my friends did answer to let me know they couldn't talk to me at that moment, which is fine. But I had to find a way to really pick myself up. And I realized in that moment, it's like I've been pressuring myself to go back to school, to get this master's degree, because I have to get a master's degree in order to be qualified, in order to do the things that I want to do. When I'm realizing that these are just lies I've been telling myself. These are lies that I've been telling myself, but also things that people have been telling me since I was young. Like people have been telling me I have to have a certain degree level in order to be qualified for certain jobs, or to be respected, or for people to even just give me time to speak or be invited to events. And it's just not true. It's not true. It's not true at all. And so this was a hard reality check, in a sense of like, I can center the things that I want to do, and I don't have to continue to do the things that people tell me that I have to do in order to be successful. Because honestly, in their minds, success means something completely different from what it means to me. And so I'm grateful for this, I guess, release, or this reality shock, because it's a part of the story and it's a part of the journey. And hopefully it'll be a kickstart and allow myself to do less and be comfortable in doing less, and do well in the things that I have on my plate. Quality over quantity. I'm really trying to get there. And so I just needed to share that part of the journey, because not everything goes well. Not everything goes well. And I think it's important that we share the parts that do not go well. Yo, I was boo-hooing in my car. I was so sad. I was so sad. I almost was crying so hard that I had to pull over because I couldn't see. But it's those low moments where we can also get some insight about, like, okay, what's not working here, and in what ways can I adjust. So we'll see what my professor says, because I still have not heard back from him yet. Maybe I failed. Maybe I don't have to take the exam at all, or maybe I'll get another chance. Who knows? So we will see what happens, and that's just the way life goes sometimes. And again, I like to share my authentic journey, because I don't want to be a liar about how I got to the places that I've gotten. I think the downs are just as important as the highs and the middle ground. So this is me sharing my authentic life artist journey, and we'll see where it goes from here. All right. Peace.